Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast. I hope you guys have been enjoying the stuff that's been going on. You know, these episodes we've been putting out, a lot of things have been happening over here at the podcast. So I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. This episode is going to be with Cody from Dark Owl Archery. If you don't know who that is, go to Instagram and check out Dark. It's gonna be so hard to say. Dark Owl Archery. He is. I don't really. Honestly, I've seen a lot of his stuff, and I just found out, I think yesterday, what it actually is. Because to me, it looks like a lot of custom work, really, really good custom work on bow scopes. So basically, the scope that goes on your site, he does. I found out from Ben from Sodak Horizon. Thank you, Ben, for explaining it to me. But Cody makes. It's basically Dark Owl is a bow scope company that you can get things custom made. So Ben has a Sodak Horizon scope from Dark Owl that came out really good. I know Mike from the Bowtique has one. Excuse me. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how Cody got to this point, how he got the idea, and how he got to the point where now, I mean, you're seeing these things all over the place, man. So before we do that, we got to talk about the partners. I have a really, really, really exciting thing to tell you guys about once I run through these and once I get to them. But to start it off is going to be Working Class Bow Hunter. Obviously, we're in the hat. You guys know I've been working with Kurt and the boys for a few months now. I think it was like last summer. Actually, it might have. Yeah, about early summer. So really, really, really happy to be doing that. They're awesome dudes. You know, they run the Working Class Bow Hunter podcast. And we have a code for you. It is SEBH15 to save 15% off all merch. So that's hats, shirts, stickers, all that stuff. So definitely go to workingclassbowhunter.com to check out all of that and help rep those boys. Speaking of clothes, we are going to be having some trial runs with shirts and hats soon. Should be ordering the hats hopefully this weekend. I'm recording this on the 17th. So probably ordering those this weekend. Ran some ideas, ran some designs by the homies, and they really like them. So once I get those in, I will be wearing it. I'll post photos, and then we'll start looking at who wants to get some Southeastern Bow Hunter hats and shirts. Next up is going to be Osseo gear. Osseo is the camo brand that I trust. Been using them now for about two years, and dude, it's been working flawlessly. So if you want to up your camo game this year, go to osseogear.com and use the code SEBH to save you 15% off as well. That is site-wide, so that's everything they have to offer. Definitely go help support those guys. Summit Tree Stands. I have my sticks ready to roll, and I'm excited for deer season. You guys will understand why here in a little bit, but Summit Stands, I've been using them since I started this podcast, actually before I started this podcast, and dude, they've never let me down. So go to summitstands.com, check out everything they have. They got accessories. They've got new accessories. They've got climbers, hang-ons, sticks. You guys hear this every single time, so I'm going to run through it kind of quick. SEBH15 at checkout over at Summit Stands to save 15% off as well. A lot of 15% offs here. That's really good for you guys. Next up is going to be the Bowtique. Mentioned him earlier. Awesome arrow wraps. He just did some wraps for Working Class. He and I have been talking a little bit about doing some wraps for the podcast. So when that happens, I'll let you guys know. Working on hopefully a promo build with him soon, sometime this summer. Go to the boutiquellc.com. Use the code SEBHP to get you free shipping off custom wraps and already pre-made designs that Mike's got on there. Bergie Bowsmith. Bergie is a bow wizard. If you guys have been listening to this podcast for a long time, you already know that. But if you're new to this, BergieBowsmith.com, you can go get your bow tuned, bare shaft out to 15 yards, bullet hole, absolutely insane. He can tune any bow. He's also a dealer for a lot of our, actually one of our main partners, but he's also a dealer for a lot of the brands that we all use. And you can use the code SEBH10 to save 10% off those brands and also 10% off of your bow tune. So definitely go check out BergieBowsmith.com. Go support him. I mean, the dude's a killer. Hopefully going to be having an episode with him on his podcast. Should be dropping soon. We recorded one like a month ago. and I don't know, should be dropping soon. So go follow him, go listen to it. It's really, really, honestly, I had a good time. It was a good podcast. Next up is going to be G5 Outdoors. So that is the broadhead that I'm using this year, or the broadhead company I'm working with now. Going to be using the G5 Mega Meat, which I've got honestly 100% success rate. I know that it's not only the broadhead, right? But that's been the best broadhead that I've used. I love it. 3 blades, 2-inch cutting diameter, and the holes are much bigger than that most of the time. It's absolutely devastating. But if you're not a mechanical guy, which I recommend you do go check out their other mechanicals, they have the Mega Meat, Dead Meat, and T2, which the T2 is new. Definitely can use that on turkeys. I actually plan on using the Dead Meat V2 and the T2 on some hogs this summer. So once I do that, I'll give you guys an update. But G5 has fixed blades as well. So they run the Montec M3, the Striker X, and the Striker V2, which are all fixed blades. If you're a fixed blade guy, go check them out. They're sharp as crap. I've cut myself on those broadheads many times, especially the Mega Meat. So be careful. Next up is going to be Prime Archery. So my bow has shipped. So soon, don't know when, but soon the new Prime form will be here. It is in Recon Gray and Osseo Gear limbs. Really excited for that. Hopefully it'll be outfitted and ready to roll by TAC. We are going to be at TAC in Tennessee. Me and Josh are taking a trip up there that Sunday morning. So if you guys are going to be there, reach out to me. I'd love to see you. Love to hang out for a little bit before we go shoot. It's going to be a good time. But that new Prime form is sick. They also have the Prime RVX 32 and 34 Plus. But the Prime form is the first, as far as I know, hybrid bow that's ever come out, both carbon and aluminum. So I've shot it. It's amazing, super stable. Everything about Prime I love. They're super innovative. I wish I could tell you guys some of the stuff that I've heard running through the rumor mill, but I can't yet. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Prime does. And who knows, man? You know, we might get Brian back on here just to talk about whatever new things they're coming out with, both at G5 and Prime. So definitely go check them out if you're in the market for a new bow. Next up is going to be Dialed Archery. So you can see behind me, my proof is still sitting over there waiting on the bow to get here. I'm really hoping I can use it over at TAC. Honestly, I'm tempted just to go sight it in for my old bow and then swap tapes, but kind of takes a little while as far as, you know, swapping tapes and saving the old tapes and whatnot. It's gets redundant after a while. But the Dialed Proof is an amazing site. Super easy to sight in. And, you know, sometimes I'm just lazy. So that might be why I haven't done it yet. But anyway, go to dialedarchery.com. They just did I messed it up last week. I'm going to mess it up now. I think it's called the Archer's Choice. It is a small batch drop, very limited time. They may already have it be over with by the time this drops. But go to Dialed Archery, look at all the things they have to offer. Trust me, if you go with that site, you will not be disappointed. Next up is going to be Ace Hardware and Social Circle. It's a local bow shop that, you know, some of my buddies work at. They do great work. Some of my closest friends work there. And you know, they do a good job. They cover everything you need. They also have all the brands we use. So I highly recommend you go in there and get some arrows built, get your bow tuned, go buy a new bow, shoot some of the new bows, whatever you want to do, make the trip because it is definitely worth it. Tell John or Mark that I sent you. So we're on to the new one. New partner for the podcast. I have made a switch to a different cell camera company. Everything at ScoutTech was going great. You know, I love Ryan and the family. They're still really good friends of mine. But I had to make a change basically to a different brand. It had nothing, like I said, it had nothing to do with ScoutTech. But I basically was offered a chance to work with a company that I have wanted to work with for a little while. And, you know, I could not pass it up. So we have now partnered up with Moultrie cell cams. Actually just got my two cameras in today with the solar panels. So going to be putting those out tomorrow. Really excited to see what we can do with Moultrie. There is a promo code coming soon. Just waiting on Benny to send it over. And man, I'm excited. You know, if you guys watch Seek One, you know, they work with Moultrie. Moultrie has been around for decades at this point, I feel like. They are a staple in the cell camera industry. And these new Edge Pro 2s are sick. I cannot wait to get them out and see what they're doing. I've been using the Edge Pro and man, I love it. It's been working great. I still have an old Moultrie cell camera. It's like the T6000 or something that still works. All right. So I've had that camera since it got discontinued like 5 years ago and it's working perfectly. So great product, great people. Definitely go check them out. Once I get that code, I'll put it up on here. But if you guys are wanting new cell cameras, go to Moultrie. Go check them out. Service is amazing. There is no more SD cards, so you don't have to worry about that. It's all internal memory. And they also have solar panels you can use or rechargeable battery packs. Great quality, great brand, great product, just all around good decision, and very excited to see what the future holds for SEBH and Moultrie. Next up is going to be Camo Dust. You guys heard me talk about it a million times. Camo Dust is the only scent control product that I use. It's the only dry product on the market. So head over to camodust.com, get you a 6-pack, try it out, listen to our episode with Chris. We've done 2 with him now, and we go over everything you need to know. Next up, Boning Archery. So Boning, kind of a newish partner that we've had. It's the vanes I'm going to be running. They've been around for 80 years now. And, again, they're solidified in the industry. So very thankful to be working with them. We have a code for you. It is SEBHP 2025, and that will save you 20% off site-wide. So go get those new alpha vanes. Go get the new Atlas vanes. If you're a Blazer vane guy, go get some of those. Use that code, save you a little bit of money. And then these last 2 are not really partners, but they're buddies of mine, one of which is coming on the podcast soon. The Chase, that's my buddy Brock's YouTube channel. I told him I'd start promoting it so he can get a little bit more viewership. So go to YouTube, type in The Chase, watch his turkey videos, his deer hunting videos. Make sure you subscribe, comment, whatever. And then last but not least is going to be, I want to say Odyz, but it's not that. Oh, God. He's going to hear this and he's going to get so mad. Odyssey, that's what it is. It is a hunting app that is coming out soon. It's going to be, I don't really know much about it. Dakota, who is the creator of the app, he's coming on the podcast, I think next week. I'm not sure. I know he's coming on soon. But he is going to be hopping on here to tell us all about Odyssey. And I'm excited to see what it is. I think it's probably going to be something a little bit like Instagram, but for hunters, and for a lot of hunters to, connect and be able to, I guess, be on a social media platform that we're all like-minded people. A lot of people these days try to censor stuff that we do, and I'm not for that. So that's all the partners. It is, I forget what the word is. It's the day before Good Friday, though. And so I want to talk to you guys real quick about what Jesus did on the cross for us. Look, I'm a sinner, okay? I'm not perfect. I fall a lot. But what he did on the cross gave me hope to have eternal life after I'm done out here in this world. And, honestly, I was thinking about this today. Eternal life's not really what I'm after, and it's not what we should all be after. We should be after the relationship with Jesus. If you listen to what he's done in the Gospels, and then the things he's done since then, he is absolutely the most amazing person, God, thing to ever exist, right? He is the only way to get to heaven. He is the only way, the truth, and the life. And I love him. I mean, I do. The things he's done for my life is absolutely insane. Eternal life is cool and all, but if I get to spend that with him, with Jesus, I mean, dude, I sometimes get choked up, honestly, when I think about that, when I think about what he's done for me and what he's done for other people. I mean, his last words literally to the disciples were, love others as I have loved you. And, a lot of us don't do that. Me and my wife were just talking about this the other day that, we've dove deeper into our faith lately. And I swear I'm starting to see the world through a different lens. And I see a lot of lost people, which, again, I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal. I'm doing this only for the glory to God. But I'm saying this so you guys can kind of think about it and maybe give Jesus a chance. I mean, what he did on the cross, like I'm seeing the difference, right? Those who put their faith in him and those who don't, or who don't know him, or just think they don't need him. We need him. All right. I mean, we all need him. I know I'm getting long-winded on this, but it's important. It's extremely important. So please don't skip this part. If you skip all the other partners, that's fine. Don't skip this part. He did and took on so much more than we fully understand, that if we could understand it, it's mind blowing. It truly is. Take 30 minutes, or take 5 minutes and just look up what he went through for us. Look up what crucifixion really was like. And the fact that he took that on and took on all the sin in the world for eternity, for those who believe in him. And then rose 3 days later. I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So I hope you guys had a good Easter. I'm saying all of this in I guess not preparation, but saying all this before Easter happens. Y'all aren't even going to hear this until afterwards. So I really hope that you guys had a good Easter. I hope that you all went and, I don't want to say celebrated it, but I hope that y'all did celebrate it with family, with loved ones, and you understand that it's not about some dumb bunny with eggs, that it's about our Lord and Savior dying on the cross for all of our sins and then rising again 3 days later, defeating death and solidifying the new covenant and just everything that he did for us. I mean, there's so much. I'd spend an entire podcast talking about it. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure you watch this on YouTube. If you do, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, whatever. You can now comment on Spotify. So that is awesome. I've been getting a couple of comments on this last episode. So really, really thankful for that. And I'm just thankful for you guys, honestly. I love all of y'all, even the negative comment, folks, hey, no hate at all. No hate at all. So yeah, I'm rambling now. Let's go ahead and get Cody on. Let's get Cody on from Dark Owl Archery. We got Cody from Dark Owl Archery. So glad that I did not mess it up. I was just telling him how in the intro, and everyone's going to hear it, that I misspoke about 3 or 4 times. So nailed it. Good. Probably going to mess up at some point. But dude, what's going on? I want to know everything about Dark Owl. But before we do that, tell the people who you are, for those who, I guess, live under a rock or don't really follow Instagram archery, TikTok archery, whatever it really encompasses, because these days I feel like it's just all over the place.
Thanks for having me on, first of all. Yeah, man, I don't know. I just Dark Owl Archery was just started just because kind of got a little bit fed up with not having options out there, and I've been doing custom machining for 10 plus years now, so I figured if no one else is going to do it, I might as well be the one to do it. So this is one of 3 businesses that I was just telling you about that I have, and we'll probably dive into that a little bit more. But this is kind of my side gig to just pass the time, because I love archery stuff and I like making custom stuff for people. So that's kind of what this is. So
3 businesses, man. That's nuts. I struggle to do my day job and do this, and this is only once a week. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, man.
Luckily, so they're all kind of involved with each other.
Oh, okay. So all right. Well, then what are the 3 businesses then?
So I have this, and then I have a family business that we manufacture suppressors and firearms parts. And then I have a actual suppressor company that a partner and I have. So we run that too. That's does pretty high-end 3D printed suppressors. So a lot of metal 3D printing. So kind of all over the place when it comes to like machining and all that. So very, very involved in that process.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be like, oh yeah, we have a bow tuning business, or we cut grass on the side, or something like that. That's nuts.
No, man, I really love archery, and I actually pretty much solely bow hunt unless it's like predator hunting. So
yeah.
I will go out rifle hunting, but it's not something, just done it so much that it's just like, whatever. But yeah, I just love archery hunting so much, and I want to take the creative side of it that we do with my family company, that we mostly do like pretty high-end laser engraving type stuff. So I want to take that into the archery space. So yeah,
it's crazy. All right, well, I want to talk to you about Dark Owl, man, because I feel like I've been following you for a long time, and I wish I could remember when I first found you, but it has been a minute. And I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, is this like a custom engraving bow sight thing? And then I started scrolling through and I kept seeing, I don't want to say the same site, but like very similar sight frames. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's a sight company. And I kept on going and I saw a dialed sight and I'm like, okay, no, I know that's not on there normally. So
Mm-hmm.
then I kept on going again, and I'm like, dude, what the heck? And then Ben from Sodak Horizon, um, I texted him yesterday. I was like, hey, dude, what do you know about Dark Owl? What can you tell me?
Oh
And
yeah,
he was like,
but
oh man, Cody's awesome. He does really good work. He's a straight up killer. All this stuff. And he's like, you should really get him on the podcast. I was like, well, funny story, Ben. I
yeah,
am tomorrow. And he's like, oh, he's super excited. He's probably gonna appreciate the
yeah,
shout out. But I saw either on your page or his that on his scope it said Sodak Horizon,
yeah.
and you did. I guess you did that for him. I mean, dude, the quality of it is amazing. Let me just say that.
Thank you.
Like, how did you get to this point where you're able to do, Sodak? I know you did some for Mike from Bowtique too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how'd you get to this, man?
Uh, I've just been doing it for quite some time. On the custom side of it, I've probably been doing that stuff for probably around 10 years.
Mhm.
Um, Doing custom laser engraving, custom machining, like very detailed stuff like that. So this wasn't anything that was like difficult for me to get into. But the firearms industry is like light years in front of the archery industry. And I just kind of figured that it's not if you're the best at something, it's if you're the first at something. So
Mhm.
I figure this is probably an appropriate time for me to get my foot in the door. Because Dialed kind of took a small step with it with the different custom colors or different colors, not custom per se.
Yeah.
But the different colors. And I was like, well, I've been doing these distress designs and all these different colors and patterns and all that for quite some time. I was like, this is just nothing new to me. So I just developed a site that had everything that I wanted that most of these sites just didn't offer.
Mhm.
One of those things was just having a side profile on it that you could put something like that on. So most of these sites nowadays or the scopes in general, you can't fit much on there. It's just
Yeah.
it wasn't designed for that. So really I designed the scope to fit different things on it. And then I went and put every single feature that I figure I need in a scope on it. So there's there's a lot to unpack to that scope. So I don't know if you've looked at it in detail, but like it's there's quite a bit to it. So
Yeah. I mean, I haven't like broke it down and like looked at a photo and really inspected all of it. I honestly didn't even think to do that. Now I'm probably going to. But is it one specific design for the scope and then you just engrave whatever the customer wants on the side, or is it every single scope is individually different?
every single scope's different. Unless you buy like one of my generic pre-built ones,
Mm-hmm.
um, you are essentially building that scope to your specs. So the pin setup in it is, and I could probably show you that since you can see it on camera, but each pin is gapped differently. So I have five right now, I have five different pins that are all spaced out differently
Mm-hmm.
in a single stack, in a vertical single stack. So basically, if you think about on a rifle reticle, imagine having a drop specifically for your rifle caliber. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what you're doing with this. So you can get a 20, 30, 40 out of a vertical pin that's set up like a single pin. So it's very simplified when it comes to that, but it's kind of like to your spec. So like you need your foot per second, you need your sight radius, and then you need like your peep height because every archer is different. So it's involved. It's not like picking up a generic sight off of just the store floor and putting on your bow and telling a guy to get out the door. It's very specific. So the people that do come to my website and set these up are pretty well involved in their gear. So you're picking your colors of your pins, you're picking your color of your ring. If you want to do any custom engraving, any custom colors, you're picking all that out. So it's like truly built for you. Like you are building your scope to your needs. It's not someone's telling you what to buy. So
That's wild, dude. That that makes my brain hurt. Even thinking like hypothetically, you know, because I mean, I think last year was the second year I've even ran my bow through a chrono,
mhm,
and I had two different readings at two different places. And
right.
like they were, I'm not gonna say decently far apart. They weren't the same though. And it was the same brand, same exact chronograph that everybody uses. All the shops have it, and then it's so I mean, like, what do you have you had somebody do that where they go to one shop or they test their bow and then they say, hey, I'm getting
Well,
right.
I mean, it's not that picky. The
Oh,
system's
okay.
not that picky. Like we're talking about like 5 foot per second differences aren't going to make a huge difference in what your pin is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the pin is basically it's set up for hunting. So, if you pick a pin and let's say you're off by a little bit, um, that may be like an inch or two at 40 yards. So it's not like it's like that specific that if you know your foot per second's off, you're gonna have like a totally wild different pin. It's nothing like that. So
Gotcha. I
yeah,
just wasn't.
it's set up for hunting. It's not set up that pin system is not set up for like a target guy that wants to, be exactly on at
Yeah.
40. It's going to be very close. And for a lot of people, it's pretty much on. For the average archer that is like decently involved in their gear, it's pretty dang close. So
Sick. Because I mean, I took my backup bow like a month ago up to the local range, and I was
mhm,
just guessing. I mean, I literally spent 30 minutes checking my because I run a dialed, so I had the extra sight tape,
right.
and I was like shooting the first tape I had. It wasn't really right at 40. Back it
Mhm.
up a bit, and I kind of see where it was at, so I switched, and then somehow the tape I already had on the other sight ring, um, it was only two yards off. And
Yeah.
so like I kind of could tell the drop difference in that.
Hmm.
So it got me thinking like if these pins are set, but if it's not that bad or not that, that's not what I mean. If it's not that like meticulous with it, you know,
Yeah.
because I mean, like you said, it's a hunting setup.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, it's going to be close, and that's really all that matters with that. That being said, 40 yards is like nothing when it comes to like your gap differences. It's pretty minute. Um, but like when I set up a tape, I don't even do anything with the second or third pin until I'll I'll do like with the lab radar. So I'll shoot 20 yards and then I'll go out to 100 yards and shoot, and I don't even have a tape. I'm just kind of guesstimating where like mentally I think it is and shooting, and basically I'm taking a foot per second from my 0 to 100 yards, and then I put it in precision cut archery, and then
mhm.
it basically just spits out a tape for you. And then it actually has a feature on there that's really really good for this, that you can do your fixed pin gapping. So it'll tell you exactly what your gapping should be from your 20 to 30 and from your 20 to 40. And Tristan from Precision Cut kind of like set that up specifically from my request to help with people to do that. So
Huh? That's
yeah.
crazy. I haven't shot a horizontal pin in probably.
Well, this is a vertical pin. So
Oh, well, okay. So
yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
saying set the pins up, but if the pins don't move,
Yeah. No. No, you don't need, so like basically what you're doing is you're just testing uh what your gap is,
oh,
right?
okay. So
So
it's
you're
like the
not.
same idea if I took my old because I did that on my old site, my old dialed,
Mhm.
because I only had the two pin. So I had the single
Yeah.
pin on like the top pin and then my bottom pin. And I just played around with it till I figured out, oh, okay, it's 49 yards on bottom pin if I'm at 20.
Right.
So it's the same
Yeah.
idea.
So it would be like the same thing, except like you could take that measurement like of that, or basically if you took like a foot per second at that gapping at that distance, um, precision cut will spit out exactly what the gapping is for that. So that's what that's doing. So with that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Dude. Honestly, man,
A lot of math involved with
yeah,
this.
and I'm not good at
Yeah.
math. That's the problem. That's crazy. So I mean, what are there any limitations on what you can do on the side of the scopes? Like, is it
Oh,
is it any design that someone could say, hey, I want like a topo pattern over the whole thing? Could you do that?
yeah, topo is easy, like stuff like that. I mean, a laser reads in black and white, so everything's got to be. There's no shading to it. There's nothing like that. So you basically, and I do it a lot where people will send me a design that is like in color or has a bunch of shading, and I'll have to basically design it, recreate that design for them into a black and white. And then basically what I do is I send them like a flat profile of what it would look like on the scope. And then we make any changes that needs to be made. So it's to their specs. But yeah, you could take most things like, I mean, even that deer that's in the background there, if you had like a picture of that deer, I
Yeah.
could probably recreate if I had a really good picture, I could probably recreate that into a flat black and white, and then you could laser engrave that on the scope. So,
What?
yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah, there is limitations,
yeah.
just like any of this stuff, but um, with the proper like designs, I can do quite a bit. So
That's crazy. My mind's getting blown. I had no idea there was even technology. I've obviously seen, the laser engraving stuff and all that, but on a
mhm.
scope. I mean, how is that? I guess you just have to set the machine up to the specs of the scope, right?
So yeah, I have all that dialed in that it basically just goes on a rotary and to the size. But I mean, I like hand do all the designs.
Yeah.
Like, I set it up so it fits on the scope, and then I manually set it up and do all that. So yeah.
Dude, my brain hurts with how much big brain stuff is going on right now. I'm just imagining like what all has to go into that mechanically. That's so crazy. So, I mean, has anyone contacted you from like these bigger companies where they're like, hey, man, we like what you're doing. We want to do like, because, let's say HHA or Dialed was like, hey, on our scopes, we want to have laser engraved or we want to have, you know, a specialty run of something that's a specific design. Has anyone reached out to you about that?
No, not really. So I mean, you got to think about these guys need to sell to masses. So yeah, I Dial does kind of like the small batches and stuff like that, but they probably won't do anything like this because it's too specific for people to want. So like that's why it's better off for like people that just want like their own logo or something like that. Um, but like a generic one like a Topo would be a good one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean in this industry, yes, we're all friends, but we're all competing too. Because I mean, everybody that has a site has their own scope. So
Yeah.
they're gonna want their stuff on it. So there'd be really no point for them to come to me to do that. Um, so but
Hmm. So, I mean, one thing I did notice, and I'm gonna pull up your page real quick because I saw some designs the other day that really caught my eye. But one thing I noticed is some of these scopes, if not all of them, I mean, you could put them on a different frame, right? Like, say someone
yeah,
shoots a dial and they want to use your scope, they could do that.
yeah, oh yeah. So I mean, the market right now, you have dialed Excel, HHA, Spot Hog, and then you have, oh my goodness, those are like four of the big main ones that
Yeah.
take it. And then there's other ones like even like some of the trophy ridges take them. Most competition like target sites will take them. Um, I'm trying to think. I know there's more.
I
So
think you named them all, at least all the big ones.
yeah, I mean, dude, that's the thing is this industry is that small. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't feel like it though, you know?
I mean, man, to me it does, but
Well,
it's just like, I mean, firearms industry is 100 times the size. So yeah, it's like the competition here isn't really like that much compared to something like that. But
yeah.
the only ones that really don't work is black gold and red line. Those are the only ones that I haven't found have that, and option archery. So those
Oh,
three are probably the only ones that don't have some sort of configuration to make it work. So
interesting. I wonder why. Maybe just
proprietary.
competition.
They want to keep things proprietary, which they want to sell their own stuff, which I get, but
Dude.
that's and things like ultra view, the UV slider, it does work on
Yeah.
the UV slider, but like the new Matthews UV slider, the $700 one, they changed the scope completely on it, and they can't even run their own scopes on there except the Matthews one. So
Really?
yeah, so like my 31 millimeter will work on it, but the 41 won't because it's too big.
Huh.
So I mean,
It
people
seems
keep
kind of like
on
they're shooting
changing.
themselves in the foot.
What was that?
I was saying it seems like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot if they're not making.
Not really, because then they'll come out with the next one, and then everybody has to buy that because
Yeah.
they don't have a choice if they want it. It's just it's trying to change the conveniency for certain groups of people. That way, you have to buy.
Yeah. I mean, I get
Marketing,
it.
man.
It's funny to me. I brought this up. Um, God, I think I was talking with Pope and Mike. Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about like the tack bros, you know? And it's funny that you mentioned UV making a site and then making another site, and they're not, you would think they might be a little bit compatible, but that they're not. And then, oh yeah, they're just going to come out with something else and you'll see it the next year. I mean, it's kind of I don't know. I guess I just feel like if you make one product, because I know Trophy Ridge, some of their sites don't go together, but they did make a kit that you can, put, say, I want to put, for whatever reason, a dialed scope on a Trophy Ridge frame. You can
Yeah.
do it, or vice versa. One thing, dude, so I was looking at some of these designs, and you're telling me this is all laser engraving like this. What is that? Midwest bow and arrow, that one? That's laser?
Yeah.
What?
Hmm.
Dude, what the heck? Okay. I mean, what? That's sick. I guess I didn't remember how many of these you had. I'm okay, so that's laser too,
Yeah.
bro. You're a freaking artist. You know that? I mean, this is nuts.
I try.
I
No,
mean,
I mean, man, my biggest complaint with the archery industry is the lack of creativity, I think.
that's true.
Just like every bow that I have, I paint. And if you go through that, you'll see some of the custom painted ones I do. And every single caption I have is F the warranty, because once you take a bow apart, your warranty's screwed. So that's also another thing, is I wanted to offer people the ability to do whatever they want on a product and actually have like a warranty behind it. Like give some of that artistic freedom to people, because that's pretty much right now the only thing that you can do on a bow and still have a warranty on it.
Yeah. I mean,
You can do custom strings, which really aren't honestly custom, because I mean, someone's basically building you a string to a different color, and then
and that's it.
that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I hope at the time of this recording, my new bow has shipped. I got the prime form on the way. And
Mm.
I'm kind of the same way, like artistic wise. I want something that's going to be different. I don't want to just show up to TAC or the 3D range or whatever. And, oh, you've got the same bow as me in the same color. And damn, dude, that bow looks good. Looks just like mine. Like
Yeah,
I,
right.
I don't really like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that bow, I got the Osseo limbs.
Okay.
To me, it's different because not everybody's gonna have that. And it
Right.
kind of gives me the same feeling with like what you're doing at Dark Owl is like you're making it a custom thing for a person that they're going to go to these events and nobody's going to have the exact same thing as far as the sites
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, like Dialed when they came out, you know what a dialed sight looks like.
Right.
Like you could see it 50 yards away, see that big old donut on it, and you're like, oh, that's a dialed sight. So it's kind
Yeah.
of the same thing. But I mean, some of these designs, dude, I'm shocked. You really you're knocking it out of the park with this stuff.
I
I
appreciate it.
mean, I like
Well, I do plan on coming out with my own site next year. So
really.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
good. Is it
Yeah. And actually, since when are you releasing this?
next Tuesday?
Okay. So that'll actually be perfect timing. So I am actually coming out with a horizontal 4-pin. It's actually a horizontal 4-pin with kind of like UVs, like a little bonus pin that they have, but I call
Sure.
mine the nub. It's a tiny little removable pin at the bottom that you can either put it, well, you can put it on the bottom if you want. The bubble level has to go up on top, but it's like a truly ambidextrous scope. So you can have, left hand, right hand, dealers can have it. The nub doesn't have to be there. The nub pin doesn't have to be there. So it kind of gives you more options, but kind of wanted to bring what, Dial's got that pin that's at the very bottom. I kind
Yeah.
of want to do something similar to that, but not everybody cares about that. So it's an option. That's not a requirement with it. So
Well, I feel like that's kind of a thing, like you were saying earlier, Dialed's got like the small batch drops they do and stuff, and people want options, like they don't want to just go to a random site, like you know, check out some bow sites and be like, oh, these all look the same except this one's vertical, that one's horizontal, they're all black, they're all boring to look at, you know what I
mhm.
mean? And I think that's the big draw for stuff like this because I've been seeing like Mike, he, in my opinion, makes the best arrow wraps in the entire business. And I
Yeah.
mean, now he's making wraps for, which I hope I can say this. I'm pretty sure he posted about it, but he's making wraps for the Prime Form uh, carbon tubes. And
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like, dude, I never would have thought of that. Granted, I like how
Mhm.
carbon looks, so I don't know if having Southeastern Bowhunter wraps on it in that colorway would look right, but it's still a cool idea, you
It,
know?
it's just an option, right? I mean, like you couldn't paint that thing because it doesn't, you just kind of shit the warranty with it.
Mhm.
So you can't do that. And that's what's some of the creative side of people is coming up with ideas to be able to do that without voiding warranties,
Yeah,
which is great. I just wish these companies just would honor a warranty. I mean, painting a bow doesn't, are you,
doesn't do anything to it.
exactly. And it's just like,
So hold on. So you're saying that if say you get a brand new lift and you want to make it fluorescent pink for whatever reason,
I voided the warranty on two different Matthews lifts by
serious?
by painting them. Yeah, on my Instagram you'll see one. I did a complete galaxy one, and then I did a what they call cell shading or like a Borderlands theme one last year. I did two different ones, and both of them warranty's gone. So
I've got to see this.
yeah, they're pretty sweet. It would have been summer of last year. So
Summer of Flash. Oh wow, I'm still in 2025. Holy crap. Nope, that's a Hoyt. I don't
it
even
would
know
have
if
been
that's
like June or July of last year, and then
okay. I'm on July 20th. So let me see. Nope. Got a lot of videos and not you on here. It's not a bad thing. It's just making it
yeah,
difficult to find it. Uh oh, is this the Borderlands one you're talking about?
yeah, yeah.
Dude. You know what's crazy? I've seen this video and for some reason thought it was I guess I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was just like a different version of Bottomlands. It kind
No,
of has that a little bit of Bottomlands to it. I like
it's like a yellow. It's like a green yellow. Something different.
oh, and he's got the sight scope to match. Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah. So
Where is that galaxy thing? I want to
that
see.
that one's further back.
What's bad is for everybody watching this, they're gonna be like, dude, get off your phone. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to make sure there's no dead space. What time for dude, what the that is so sick. I'm sorry. I'm loving these designs. I never really thought, I mean, of all the things to customize on the bow, I never thought of a sight scope.
Well, it's actually the only thing, like if you think about it, it's the only thing that has space to do it.
True.
I mean, a bow is just like all air gapped everywhere. And I mean, you can get some sort of camo pattern a little bit, but you don't really see it. It kind of gets like moshed out. So
Yeah.
there's
Where is it? I'm having trouble finding it.
it's in there, I promise.
Is it a video or a photo?
Yeah, it's a video.
Video. Okay. There it is. Good Lord. So that's almost like the prism colorway that Prime has. I think Scotty's got a form that's in the prism color, and it's somewhat similar
Maybe.
from what I just saw.
Are you this video? Is that the one?
No, hold on. That's not the one I found. Where? Nope, not in it either. Maybe that was the one. No. I'm struggling to find it.
March 6th.
March 6th?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay. Okay, I'm close to it. There it is. Let's see. Oh, he's got the Quibblizer too. Okay, Cam Haynes, I see you.
Cam Haynes don't use that.
Do what?
He don't use that.
Yeah, he does. Believe it or not. Or he has. I don't know if he does now.
I think he uses that mule stabilizer.
Oh, yeah. Dude, those are sick. I got to see, or I got to hold one, like test one out last year at TAC. It was so cool. Dude, that's amazing. So is that something like if somebody called you up and said, Cody, screw the warranty, I want you to paint my bow this way, would you do it?
It depends. Probably not, just because it's a liability thing for me. Like,
How?
well, I'm the one voiding their warranty. They're not. So
True.
it's one of the things. I'm the one doing the work on it, which would be totally fine. And if most people wouldn't care, it is quite a bit of a process to do to paint a bow, and just it's not a lot of money for it.
So how do you, for those who maybe want to do it at home, how do you do it? Do you just strip the paint? Do you put I mean, what's the process?
Typically, yeah, you would strip the paint, you'd sandblast the whole thing, clean it, and then you would do a lot of cleaning. Painting's all about prep, and then I Cerakote them or Duracoat them, and then yeah, just put them back together. So I do all my own work on my bows, so I I have all the confidence in it. That's fine, but
Yeah.
it's just other people doing other people's stuff can kind of be edgy.
Yeah. Dude, that's so cool, man. I had no idea. Seriously. I'm blown away, not only by the bow stuff, but definitely by the scope stuff. I mean, that's it. So okay, so say someone listening right now says, you know what? I want to get something made by you. How do they reach out to you? Like, do they hit you up on Instagram? Do they go to a website? Send in like
Yeah.
a form?
So the website's actually super easy. You can upload your photo of what you want or your pattern of what you want right to the website, right
Mhm.
when you're building your scope. Uh, it's got sections in there like for the color, and then like you can pick whatever colors I have. If you want a custom one, there's an option for custom, so you can just pick all that. I mean, I made it as streamlined as you could possibly do, where you don't have to contact me, and basically after you order, I contact you to make sure I have everything in order for you.
Yeah.
So it's pretty streamlined, pretty easy to do on the website. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, you can always call me and talk to me. Man, I talk to everybody. Like I'll answer a phone call at 8 o'clock at night. 6 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter. If I'm awake, I'll probably answer you some way, shape, or form. So
I mean, with 3 businesses, do you sleep at all?
I I have a 19-month-old son, so I don't sleep in
Good point.
general. But
Yeah, good point. Good point. I have a 9-year-old and I hardly sleep, so I
oh,
feel
geez, yeah.
it. Oh man, kids, gotta love them. So, I mean, do you have any plans or have you gone to like a TAC event and had a booth and just
I
product?
have. I went to ATA last year. This year I didn't do it just because it's just ATA's just kind of been a downhill spiral and just just not something I want to be to. I was signed up to be at the pretty much the two events that got canceled this year. So I would have been Big Sky. I was signed up for that one. That one got canceled.
Wait, Big Sky got canceled?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't think that they were able to like get everything in order.
Huh.
So before that, so now it's at Red Lodge.
Okay.
And obviously everyone from Big Sky went over to Red Lodge. And by the time I got on that list, it was too late. And then yeah, just like timing right now coming out with that 4 pin. Most of my money went to that, to getting product for that.
Mhm.
And it just didn't pan out with the timing because I wanted to get that before I was going to go to the PA TAC, and it didn't pan out with the timing to actually get that done in time for that event. So I just decided against it. So plus with the two other businesses, I have events to go to for that too this summer. So this year, unfortunately, probably not. Next year for sure, I will be going to some, especially with hopefully a new site coming out. So
Dude, that's sick. So what you're saying is when I go to Tennessee TAC next year, you'll have a booth up there. You'll be there and I can actually see these things in person.
maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. For sure, I'll probably be trying to get to PA and then Montana and then South Dakota. So
Gotcha.
South Dakota one for some reason books up every time. And even me being 15 minutes from Terry Peak, I can't even get a booth there. So yeah,
All right. So how do you get a booth at TAC? I mean, is it
you
you
just
contact
gotta,
them and
yeah, you gotta email them and contact them. And every time I remember to do it with everything else going on, it seems like it's too late. So
yeah, I get that. I mean, dude, we almost didn't even make it because last year, and I hope I'm not letting too much out, but last year we got invited to go by one of the partners, and then I
mhm.
made a switch to a different. It was one of our older broadhead partners, right? Made a switch this year to G5, and then haven't. I didn't ask, and as far as I understand it, they don't even have a booth up there, so it's
Mhm.
almost like I don't have any. I mean, I have somewhere to go, but I don't have anywhere to go. You know. So I was planning, me and my buddy, we're going, but we were planning on signing up like 2 months ago or whenever it dropped. And then same thing, completely forgot. Work
Yeah.
happened, podcast happened, trying to get the new bow and all that stuff. I mean, it's just, I think we bought our tickets 4 weeks ago. And I'm over here thinking we're gonna be able to pick whatever course we want. And we got like, it's not a bad course, but it's not the one that I wanted to go.
Yeah, it's probably on a Sunday too.
It is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the lacrosse course. And I last year we did the Jack Links course. And dude, I'm gonna tell you what, Tack kicked my butt. I mean, it really, really did. I fell up a creek, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It
no.
had rained. Literally, all right. So I'll lay it out because I don't even know. God, I don't think I've told this story on here. So me and my buddy Josh went to Tack, right? It's our first time. We're super excited. We're not even supposed to go shoot till like middle of the afternoon, and it was in Georgia. So being in Georgia was hour and a half, 2 hour drive. It's nothing.
Right.
So we get up there. We're seeing some friends that have booths up there, and just kind of checking everything out. He's got I'm trying to remember. I think he had a new. Did he have the new lift? Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. He no. No, he did not. He had his old bow. All right, and I had just gotten an obsession. And so I thought my bow was sighted in. It wasn't. We had to sight his bow in, which took all day, mainly because the tapes that we had weren't fully correct. And then he lost some arrows too. Long story short, we got all these arrows. So we finally, we're set up, we're ready to go. We get on this course. And I think we made about halfway through and it had started pouring rain. It was just on and off rain the whole day. And we almost got all 4 seasons in one day, which is pretty par for the course for Georgia. So we get halfway through the course and there's this creek. And now, mind you, I'm tired as all get out. I'm not in bad shape, but I also hadn't climbed a mountain in quite a while and tired from drawing back. I'm still not used to this bow. It's just not a good time. And my buddy Josh, he's like 6'3", right? He's got the stride of a freaking gazelle. I'm 5'8", so I'm like a little hobbit trying to go through it. It's just
you're like me. You're like
it's
me.
just I'm vertically challenged. So when I was younger, I thought I could jump like Michael Jordan, and then I got older and realized white men can't jump.
No.
So
No.
so we get to this creek. Josh gets over it, no problem. It's super slick, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just gazelle my way over this. Jump over the creek, and there's a ridge, or not really a ridge, but like a hill on the other side. And jump over, right foot slips. I take my bow and land cam first, both cams in the mud, right on this bank. And I'm looking at my bow like, well, now I'm covered in mud. My bow's covered in mud. I've got mud in the cam tracks with the string. Is this thing gonna blow up? And so like we get all the way, we climb up this. It was really just a hill. For me, it felt like, Mount Everest. We get up there, cleaning it off and all that stuff. And I don't know the bow is fine, right? But to add insult to injury, I'd clip on, or at least I thought I was, go to draw back, and I make it to about right here and just right in the mouth as hard as I could, just punch myself in front of everybody. So then I lost an arrow on that shot. So yeah, tack last year was an experience. So, I don't know if you've had that happen, but I don't know. Tack this year, I think hopefully will be better. It's just, I don't know. Have you experienced anything like that at tack, or is it usually just smooth sailing?
Well, my wife and I usually go. And let's see. Last year, we did not bring my son. My mom watched him for the day, so that it went super smooth, nothing crazy with that. The year before, she was, let's see, she'll probably kill me for this, but I want to say tack last year was in July here for us, so she would have been 7 months pregnant. So she was 7 months pregnant, going up and down the hills, and she did pretty good. Yeah. So
okay, so I am in terrible shape, is what you're saying.
I don't know the courses that you went on. I mean, I think originally we were signed up for like the prime course.
Yeah.
We had to switch that because it was like, I know that course is around here at least is like one of the, like, terrain wise, one of the worst. So,
really?
yeah. So we were like, we're gonna switch that to Leopold. So we took a easier course for sure.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's what kind of made me. I wasn't mad. I mean, I had a good time, but I was a little disappointed because it's like the guys that we were there working with were like, "Oh yeah, man, go on the Jack Links. It's the easiest one. It's not gnarly or anything. You're not on a cliff face." So I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem." And about halfway through, it was fine. But then we get to that creek, and that happens, and then the rest of the course, it was way longer than I thought. I mean, it was, I'm thinking it's going to be like 15, 20 targets or something. Because the one we have here, 15 minutes from the house, they've got 30 targets. And it's just this little trail that you walk around the lake and you shoot at them. You go pull your arrow. I think the worst shot is like, if we're talking terrain wise, it's probably a slightly downhill pig. And then the farthest shot, I mean, technically you could shoot out to 200 yards if you wanted to, because it's on a power line. It's an elk. It's a whole thing. But I mean, most of us just shoot 100 yards and that's it. But like, I was not ready. I mean, I was so sore. My feet were killing me. I don't even know how we made it home. I mean, it was rough. So,
yeah, I mean, we live 15 minutes from some pretty big mountains here. So they're hills compared to Wyoming right next door. But I'm on the western side of South Dakota. So like Montana and Wyoming are like 15, 20 minutes. So
Yeah. So y'all are just billy goats up there,
yeah,
as opposed to us
I mean,
little Debbie eating Georgia folk.
not compared to the folks way out west or down south, but
Oh, dude, I got humbled in January for sure. We went to Colorado for a family trip, and my
mm,
uncle who lives out there
don't
goes
kick your
elk
ass.
hunting, mule deer hunting, all of that. And he's like, "Yeah, man, let's go hit some trails. I've got a couple trails by the house we can hit in the morning, go hiking, and then do whatever we're gonna do the day, that day." I was like, "Yeah, dude, let's go." The first one, not that bad, and I already in like a foot of snow realized how out of shape I was. And
Oh
so
yeah.
that night, he's like, "Hey, you want to go again tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Well, mama didn't raise no bitch, and I'm not letting you look at me like that. So yeah, let's go." And he took us to this other one that honestly, for a moment there, I thought I was going to die. Not even kidding. Because it was all iced over. And then there was one spot we got to that there was a bunch of snow and there was like a 400-foot drop into this gorge. And the problem is where the snow's at, it's overhanging, kind of like there's brush and stuff. So it's overhanging. But where the ground stops is maybe like 3 foot in front of that. So I start walking towards it, not thinking about that. And I'm wanting to look over and he like grabs me and he's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go look." He's like, "You don't know where this ends. Come over here where you see a tree, stand next to the tree and then look." And I was like, "Dude, you just might have just saved my life because I don't care how fluffy that snow is. I'm not used to that."
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, and it was also a 4 mile hike one way. So yeah, big boy was not ready for that. So
Have you been out west hunting?
no, I was actually I'm planning on trying to go to Colorado in like 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
I did talk to Ben about maybe coming out to South Dakota sooner than that.
Yeah.
Because I really want to kill a mule deer. Like that's the main thing I want to do aside from caribou, which caribou is so expensive. That's years and years down the line. But no, I've just been out west.
You and Ben come out here and we'll take you out and get you something killed. So
Hey, I'm
I
always down. Just gotta plan it.
we kill a lot of shit out here. Like
So, all right, I want to talk to you about that. So, did we cover everything with Dark Owl that you would want to cover?
yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I don't see this as anything crazy. Everybody else does, and I appreciate that. It's just it's who I am, and people want custom stuff, and I'll absolutely help anybody out with that. So yeah, I don't think there's anything more I can really get into except it's your shit, and you should make it the way you want it. So
Well, for what it's worth, you're doing a damn good job.
appreciate it, yeah, man.
All right. So Ben told me, and I'm gonna read you exactly what he said. Okay. And if he gets embarrassed by it, Ben, we love you. But let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. He so this is when he said you should come on the podcast. He didn't know you were coming on tonight. He goes, "You should get him on your cast. He's a great dude, vet, bow hunter, and entrepreneur. Really good dude." So, two things in there. I want to I guess touch on. First off, vet.
Yeah, I was in the Air Force.
Well, thank you for your service, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's guys like you that were able to do stuff like this. I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times, but I mean it. And bow hunter. So you said we could kill some shit.
Mm-hmm.
How was your season last year?
uh,
Or let me ask you this: did you have a season last year?
yeah, oh yeah, I had a
Okay.
season. See, South Dakota, I killed a pretty damn good goat with my bow, 76-inch goat, with my bow.
When you say goat, you talking pronghorn?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. Um, that one was 80 yard shot on him. But yeah, we kill. I mean, most of the goats are pretty far for pretty far shots. I think this is my third year of killing goat spot and stock. So every year I've gone kill one spot and stock. So it's not.
I
It's
mean,
not easy.
what kind of arrow setup are you running for that? Because I would assume you need something a little bit lighter to get to them quicker, right?
I run a 430 grain for pretty much everything. So
Okay.
yeah, and then yeah, so killed a goat in September, October. My wife and I we went to South Africa, killed a ton of stuff over there. Yeah, so
Dang, dude.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I got that hunt from one of those. It's actually South Dakota Youth Hunting Adventures. It was a donation, and we got it for so cheap. So we got that like 2 years ago, and saved up and went over there and just killed a ton of stuff. I killed a sable with my bow. My wife killed a sable with her bow. Um, both killed impalas with bow.
Water buffalo, giraffe, elephant.
No, I wish. Freaking that's some money I don't have yet. Not to
Yeah,
spend on stuff.
that's some hunts I would never want to go on because I like living,
Oh,
especially
dude,
water buffalo.
I would love to do that stuff. I just like to hunt and kill stuff, but
Yeah. Dude, you know what's weird is like I have this argument with one of my buddies that lives in Michigan. He's always been like, I just want to go to Africa. And I'm like, dude, there's really nothing over there that piques my interest. I mean, maybe like there is one, I think it's like part of the antelope family or gazelle family. I don't even know, but it's this huge, giant brown, I think it's like a blessed buck or something. And it's got like 3 foot long horns on its
they
head.
probably sable.
Maybe. Is that the one
Sable.
that's like big and kind of like the size of an elk? It's got brown fur with the white patches on its chest.
Oh, Rowan.
Maybe. I don't know.
Very. I mean, those are very expensive, but they're cool. But I mean, South Africa, if you've never been, is awesome. It's just super laid back, and it's kind of like the equivalent to Texas hunting, like, but you get all kinds of unique animals. It's pretty fun. It's not anything super challenging. I would never say it is, but it's just fun to do. I mean, my wife and I just went over there for a vacation. We didn't have to do anything except lay back, and if we wanted to go hunt, we could go hunt. If we wanted to relax, we could just relax and do nothing. So, I mean,
That's,
yeah, I kill. I
see any
mean,
lions over there?
what was that?
Did y'all see any lions over there?
Yeah, we saw some lines, but not like where we were at. No, those
Oh.
are yeah. It's nothing like that. It's not
But
like
you don't
you're in
have to
a
worry
tent.
about that. Like when you're going, like if you're going to the blind or the tree stand, you don't have to worry. Like,
No,
okay, is Mufasa creeping up behind me or?
no, dude.
Huh?
No, nothing like that. It's very like when I say it's like Texas, pretty much all of South Africa is privately owned. So there's like no public property. Everything is like high fence to a degree of some sort. I mean, there is some low fence stuff, but for the most part, everything's high fence because it's all private property.
Yeah.
And that's actually what South Africa has a lot of crime, and the only way that you can actually have insurance on any of your stuff in South Africa is to actually have high fence with electrical. So that's the
Wow.
only way that these places can actually like have some sort of security to them without people coming in and possibly murdering them in their sleep.
Yeah.
So
That's
they
crazy.
it sounds bad because it is bad, but it's like I didn't feel unsafe when I was there.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. I mean,
Hmm.
I suggest going if you've never gone. Like it's one of those like even if you don't have anything that you like feel like is on your bucket list that you want to kill from over there, if
Yeah.
you go over there, you'll find something that you now want on your bucket list to kill. Like
I'm sure I could find something. I just
no,
my dream hunt would be Alaska caribou. That right there is like I remember being 5 years old, just watching Bill Dance or which I didn't actually maybe did Bill Dance ever hunt or was he mainly fishing? I can't
Well,
remember.
Lance was mainly fishing, but
Okay, who am I
yeah.
thinking of?
When we get down here, I got some places, some people that we can get you hooked up with that type of hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that right there, like I've told my wife, it's like if I don't ever do anything in my life, killing a caribou is the only thing. And it won't fit down here. Thankfully, we're moving soon. But like one of my buddies, same dude from Michigan, his grandpa used to go up to Canada every year and just uh I mean, really, I could show you the photo. He would kill monster caribou. And he sent me this photo of one, and the spread is like 4.5, 5 foot wide. I'm
Hmm.
just like, dude, get him to get that scored. He's like, oh yeah, I might. I'm like, no, 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 get that thing scored because that is a monster. And then I came down here and I was looking around, just thinking about it. I'm like, I couldn't fit him there. I couldn't fit him there. I'd have nowhere to put him. He'd be sitting right here on the ground. I probably wouldn't be able to walk around it. So I mean,
Yeah. I go on an expensive hunting trip every year of some sort. And basically what I do is this is financial advice for dudes that maybe don't mind getting in the doghouse every once in a while
I
because
live in the doghouse.
uh, just save up enough, put a down payment on a hunt for whatever it is. If it's like an elk hunt, moose hunt, whatever, just be like, I want to go on that hunt and just literally just say, fuck it and put the down payment on it. And then find a way to pay for it because you will find a way to pay for it.
Even if I have to,
Whether that's saving money, whether that's starting a second business or working overtime hours, you're not going to be able to go on any of these hunts that you want to do until you just say fuck it and do it.
yeah,
And that's what I do every year. I literally I will book a hunt. Like next year I'm going on a moose hunt to in Canada.
ooh,
I
okay,
Yep. I say I was like, okay, and the down payment's $2,500. I just need $2,500 right now. And found a way that I can pull $2,500, put that down, and then I just find ways to pay for it.
hmm.
Whether that's and you will find a way to pay for it. Like you will do it. You will end up finding a way to pay for it because you already put yourself in that position that you have to now.
Yeah,
So that's my financial hunting advice for someone. Don't listen to it if you don't mind getting in the doghouse, but dude, I tell you it works. Like if you want to go on hunt, just put the money down for it. And a lot of these places are pretty cool with you that they'll give you 2 years. Like if
yeah,
you book something for 2027 right now, that gives you 2 years. And let's say a moose or a caribou hunt is 7 grand. That means over a period of 2 years, you pretty much will have to come up with $5,000 in a year for 2 years. Because
yeah,
I mean, a $7,000 caribou hunt is realistically probably going to cost you 10 by the end of it. So I mean, that's not that much when you look at it in the grand scheme of things. That's like, what is that, a couple $100 a month that you could find with overtime, that you could find doing something that makes a couple $100 a month, and that money could just all go towards that. So it's not super difficult. And that's the same thing I did that with South Africa. I was like, I want to kill all these animals, and this is what it's going to cost me. I was like, I need to find a way to pay for that, and that's what I do. So
yeah. I mean, it kind of goes to some stuff that I've heard, like Cam Haines say, and even David Goggins, and it's just the main idea of like, if you want to do something bad enough, you're gonna figure out a way to do it.
right,
Like I just my thing is, and I'm not trying to talk bad on my dad or anything, but when he was kind of getting up there in age before he passed, he used to tell me all the time about like, oh man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to be that guy, you
I
know?
don't do that.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I think next year, now I don't know if it's happening yet, but there's talks of going out to Wyoming for elk. I already told you about the Colorado stuff. The
Yeah,
caribou thing, I don't really know much about. So that's kind of
I can help you out with that.
Yeah, because I would really like to start getting some ideas or some info on that. Because last time I looked about 3, 4 years ago, a guided hunt was like 10, 15 grand. And
You
that
don't
was just what I found
you
online.
you don't need to do guided hunts for that.
Okay.
But there's plenty of like drop-in places and stuff like that that can take you. So there's all kinds of options, and most people can get it done without a guide and stuff like that. So
Gotcha. Well, if I send you a text or a photo of me over in our dog's doghouse, just know I am going on a cool hunt in probably a couple years. So, and
yeah,
it's directly because of you.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well,
But
yeah, man. After I mean, we killed a ton of stuff in Africa. Came back. I killed a decent little mule deer. Nothing I'm proud of, but it was kind of one of those things that I do it every once in a while, and I know better, but I still do it anyways.
mhm.
I do a lot of still hunting out here. So we have a lot of creek bottoms, uneven creek bottoms. So basically one side of the ridge of that creek bottom is going to be higher than the other. Basically a lot of deer do is they'll bed right next to that creek or that in that creek bottom.
Mhm.
So I'll basically just walk one side of that ridge and just kind of like keep peering over the edge, just like a little bit. And a lot of times you're able to spot a deer and get a glance at them. And sometimes you have enough time to just draw back and shoot. And sometimes
Mhm.
you have enough time to really get in and see if it's a good deer. Well, there was a really good 3x3 buck that's been hanging out in this area that I was hunting. He was probably close to 170-inch muley.
Yeesh.
And he had big three on one side, and I was like, if I see this buck, I'm just drawing back and I'm shooting. Well, super windy day, super rainy, which is one of my favorite times to hunt out here because it's when it's quiet and nothing can hear you. Scent's really good for that. It's like
Mhm.
the perfect time to walk those creek bottoms. Well, I freaking come around the corner of this one and I peer over the edge and I see 3 points come and turn and look right at me. I was like, oh crap, that's it. I took a step back, drew back, didn't range or anything, peered over, freaking shot, perfect shot. Deer ran off and dropped dead like 60 yards away. I was like, oh man, I just killed that monster. I walk up on him and I was like, oh my God, I killed his freaking son, dude. Like it was probably 140, 150 inch muley.
I mean, that's still pretty good.
That's nothing I want to kill because I like keeping those deer around. So I was a little bummed out about that, but yeah, I killed that thing and um, I think I killed like a 165-inch muley with my rifle. Um,
It's so crazy to me to hear you say 140, 150, and then 165 so nonchalant. When out here, if you kill anything like that, you're making the front page of GON. Like you're on the front cover of a magazine. That's
right.
so wild. But see, that's why I like
We
muleys.
have some really big deer out here.
And that's the thing is like mule deer. Me and again, I always reference this dude, but the dude in Michigan, one of my good buddies, we always talk about like the difference between the two. And I mean, yeah, Georgia doesn't have any mule deer, but dude, when I was in Colorado, I saw two probably 170, 180-inch muleys that were 60, 70 yards away at the gun range we were at.
Right.
No, I didn't shoot them, but dude, it was just wild because I haven't seen any that big in my
Mhm.
life. I mean, I've seen mule deer, but they were always really small, like forkies or in velvet, so they weren't fully grown out. And getting to see those two, it kind of solidified. Like whitetails are cool, but mule deer are just so much cooler because a
Oh,
150 mule deer looks like a 200-inch whitetail. It's
yeah.
just nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I try to not shoot anything under 160. I'm been pretty piss poor about it, but it's just you don't get the really big deer if you shoot the little deer. So
Mhm.
we don't. I try but a really big problem is during rifle season here. Everybody and their freaking mother hunts all the land around, and you can't get away from. I mean, I hunt a lot of my neighbor's property. I can't get away from my neighbor letting some guy that's going to shoot a forky. You know, I can't. I'm not gonna. I can't stop him, and I wouldn't even say anything to anybody for ever doing that. But
Yeah.
there's been a lot of times where I'll drive the some of these roads that I hunt on, and I'll see people hunting it, and I'll look in them back, and it's a deer that I passed on and stuff like that. I'm like, crap, dude, I just wanted that deer to live. Yeah, like even rifle season. My brother had a tag too. Yeah, after I killed mine, I went out with him, and we were just standing on one of the side roads, and one of the talking to some other hunters, and one of the guys goes, "Oh, there's a huge mule deer up on the hill," and I pull up my binos and I look at them, and I was like, Nate, that my brother Nate, I was like, that looks like a pretty good freaking deer. We should get closer. We get up on the hill and he skylines, and I'm like, I look at him, and it was a deer that I passed on during archery season, and I was like, no, don't shoot him.
Mhm.
He was he was on that borderline, but I was like, just don't shoot him. He'll be good next year. None of these guys have mule deer tags, so we'll just keep them for next year. And we come back, and guys are like, oh, what? You just couldn't get a shot? I was like, no, he's too small. And they were like, what? I was like, dude, he was too small. He needed another year or two just to be shootable.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that's crazy. I would never pass on a deer like that. I was like, well, if you do, they get bigger. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I see. For me, I probably would have actually, I definitely would have pulled the trigger just
Oh,
because,
I'm sure. Most
like out of
if you
state.
haven't, if you haven't, I would never hold something
Yeah.
against somebody for doing it. It's just the most of these people, most of the guys around here are or have been hunting here for generations.
Yeah.
So it's
So
really,
they know. They
yeah,
know
they
what's gonna
they
happen.
know there's no excuse for them. It's
Mhm.
not like, I mean, if it was a kid or something like that, it's totally different. But like the reason we don't get as big of deer as some of these other states is because just people just shoot them that they probably
I
shouldn't.
mean, Georgia's the same way, dude. I almost killed my first spike this past year, and I've always said for years I'd never shoot a spike. I just got desperate. I'm like, I haven't killed a buck in 3 years. I just want something with antlers. But thankfully, you know, God didn't let me kill him. But
Yeah, I would definitely not say we have that issue. I mean, I probably in most days go out in the field, and I probably during the summer I'd probably see 30, 40 pretty good bucks. Like, so it's not that there's definitely abundance of deer here.
yeah,
There's zero issue of finding animals for sure. So
I mean, it kind of, but like what you were saying before is, people don't let them grow. We have that same thing here. I mean, and,
right.
and there's nothing, I have nothing against it. Like one of my best friends got grilled a few years back because he killed a spike, posted on Facebook, and everyone's like, dude, why'd you shoot that? And he's like, are you paying me to hunt? Are you paying for my hunt? No. So shut up. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I mean, one of my properties that I was hunting last year, I just picked it up, and I knew there was good deer on there because my buddy Josh that I was mentioning earlier, he's been hunting there for a few years. He killed a one, and for Georgia, I mean, this is a stud, but like a 136, I think it was. And if you look at the property, you'd never think that would be there. It's
Yeah.
like honestly Seek One style where it's like 2 acres and these deer just funnel in and out. I had 8 shooter bucks on camera last year, and granted, I only saw one in person, and that
Right.
that buck didn't give me a shot, but still.
Man,
So
I grew up in Wisconsin, so I grew up tree stand hunting. I killed a lot of deer on a freaking quarter acre public property spot that was right by my house. It was literally a quarter acre. I could see the neighbor's house
Yep.
from that quarter acre. That's what I got to hunt. Like growing up, I didn't have any of this property. I didn't have like big acreage, nothing like that. No neighbors that let me hunt. I lived in a subdivision, but I mean, we found a way to kill deer and stuff like that. And as soon as I got my driver's license, we would go and I mean, we would drive about 45 minutes to an hour just to get to a patch of public land to hunt. And then we would have to walk 2 miles through somebody's private property on a like Forest Service road just to hunt it. Like that's
Yeah.
what I kind of grew up with hunting in Wisconsin. And then I moved down to Arizona, and that's like all public property um, down
Dude,
there.
Arizona's got some studs, some
Yeah,
serious studs.
yeah, killed a couple pretty decent bucks down there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like a 180 up there, and then
Good God. Hey, speaking of Wisconsin, what do you think about that new state record, the 3-0 whatever with 312, I think? That was a high fence. The guy tried passing off. Did you see that?
no, no,
Dude, I wasn't even gonna bring that up.
I'm
And
not surprised,
well,
but
what's funny is if you remember in the beginning of this, I was like, look, you never know what's gonna get brought up, right? And you made me think of that. I did you ever believe it for a second?
I have not heard about it. I
So
surprisingly, man, like, believe it or not, despite me like posting stuff a lot, that's about as much social media that I truly do. I do a
you're
lot of
living
it.
a good life.
What?
So you're living a good life then.
No, I'm very busy doing other things,
Yeah.
which is fine. But no, I don't see a lot of these things like that pop up.
Well,
I
to
always
make
know
the
where to
story
find them.
short, this guy killed, or let me backtrack. This guy tried to say he killed this 312-inch buck on Wisconsin public land that nobody knew about it. Took it to a show. I think it was, God, was it the Iowa Deer Classic? I think it, I don't know. He took it to some show and it was like the pending state record. And some photos went around. Nobody had photos of the steer on a camera. There was one photo of him with the buck that was supposed to be the grip and grin, and the buck is in the exact same position as the mount. Antlers are the same color, and you can't see the body. So everyone's Dan Infalt got involved in it, and he was posting photos like, "Does anyone know anything about this deer? Does anyone know?
Hmm.
What do y'all think?" Turns out it was a high fence. And what it was is the same. There was a photo that surfaced of that buck in velvet inside a fence. You can tell it's the same deer. And what everyone is kind of speculating at this point is that that buck shed that rack. Somehow the guy got his hands on it, put it on a mountain, and
Oh,
tried to claim it.
gotcha.
I mean, it's one thing to say Wisconsin; it's another to say Wisconsin public land.
Yeah.
It's like it's World War III every single year. I've never even been, but I know people that have hunted up there and they've literally told me, yeah, dude, opening day of rifle season, I mean, it's just shots
Yeah.
constant.
I've been shot at multiple times.
Shot at?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, not intentionally,
well, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think, but yeah,
Jesus.
one year young, I was like 13 or I was like 14. Yeah, 14 because I was by myself. I was up in a tree stand. Two little fawns come like kind of downhill of me. And I knew this guy was down below me, probably like 200 yards. I could see him. I'm
Mhm.
in freaking a pumpkin suit. So you would assume that he could see me. And he just starts freaking plowing rounds with a lever action, like in my direction. I
Oh,
mean,
hell
I'm
no.
perfectly at that level of the hill of where those deer are at that they're hear rounds buzz by my head. I'm like, I'm 14. My dad freaking came over and chewed that guy a new asshole. So, but that's also why I'm not like big on gun hunting too.
Yeah.
It's not
Dude,
not PTSD. I wouldn't ever say that shit, but like it's just like I don't want to deal with that stuff. There's just too many people. In archery season, I won't see a single person
Mm,
out here hunting ever.
it's the best. It's
Yeah.
the same way.
And then freaking rifle hunting comes around and it's just like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
World War III, but
I mean, we have like over by
I
us on
still like rifle hunting though.
we've got like the quota hunts that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I went one time and I only bow hunt. I've killed one deer with a gun, and I hope no one takes this the wrong way. I've said it before, but for me, it was just too easy. Right. And
Come out
so I
west, shoot some long distance.
do
So
what?
come out west and shoot some long
Oh
distance.
yeah, yeah. Out west, it's a different story. But over
Yeah.
here, a 25-yard shot with a gun is like,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
didn't I just have a bow?
Yeah.
So I picked up bow hunting, whatever, got good enough at it, and then went on this one hunt. And I think it was me and two other guys that were bow hunting this quota hunt, and everybody else. It's 200 people on this 6,000-acre property within 3 days. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean all 200 people went, but then 200 people got picked.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot.
dude, I wasn't. I'm not gonna say I was nervous, but I was definitely a little bit nervous because I'm like, all it takes, you know, one stray bullet and I'm done.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I'm not trying to, same thing. It's not like I'm scared to be out there. There's no PTSD. I've never been shot at, but crazier things have happened.
Right.
So, oh man, I don't know. But all right. So before we wrap this up, uh, can you wrap up your season? So you killed two muleys last year.
Yeah. Two muleys, antelope. My wife killed elk.
Nice.
Killed a ton of stuff in Africa.
Sounds like a badass dude. 7 months
Yeah,
pregnant, climbing up mountains, killing
yeah,
elk. I mean, that's sick.
yeah, she killed zebra over there too.
Dang.
Cool. Yeah. So she's a killer. She likes killing stuff. So but yeah, I mean she'll kill at least a couple things every year. So but
You don't hear that a lot on here. Most of the time, it's the same story I have where it's like, yeah, I have to do a bunch of honeydews around the house before I don't have to hear anything about hunting, during the season because I'll go as much as I can. And it's
I just go.
one of those deals. But,
It's part of my job. So
well, see, that's what
my
I've been saying.
excuse.
I've been saying that for the past 3 years and it hasn't caught on yet. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what do you do for full-time stuff then?
I do fire and life safety, like
Fire.
inspections and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
like fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, fire pumps, all of
Yeah,
that.
gotcha. Yeah. Well, when you make the hunting part your full-time job, then that's your whole excuse right there.
Yes. I'm
Do.
trying. I'm trying. It's a lot easier said than done, but
No, I know, I agree. I don't, but don't don't envy some of those people that are in it because
I've
it's hard, man.
believe
It's
me,
not, it
I've
becomes a
heard
job.
stories. I've
It
definitely
becomes a
heard stories.
job. So, but
God.
it's fun still. I still enjoy it.
So, do you have any I guess big hunts planned for this year?
Yeah, I got that moose hunt in Canada. I really just try to do one big hunt that I focus on.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter really what it is. Uh, the way I look at it, like a lot of guys are like, oh, I just want to go elk hunting every year, or I just want to do this hunt every year. Uh, I'm not like that because by the time, like, when I look out at my season, if I don't like fully commit to an actual hunt for like a full week or something like that, I find that I'm not as successful and I get burnt out. So like
Yeah.
I rather have an elk tag, and some people may disagree with this, but I rather have an elk tag every 5 years, have a really good elk tag that I can like take off 2 weeks off of work and fully commit to it and be like, this is my hunt for the year that I want to focus on and get something big killed. That's just the way I am. Otherwise, like I'll go every year antelope hunting and deer hunting. and if I find a deer that I really want, I will like wholeheartedly put my whole season to that deer, and nothing else is going to get killed except that deer. So that's just how it is for me. Not so much about numbers, because I think when I first moved here, I want to say killed like 8 animals when I first moved here. The first year I moved here, yeah, I think we killed like 8 animals with, and I was like, oh, I could do this every year. And then last year I killed, not that many. And the year after that, I'm like, I just, I don't need to kill as much stuff. So, but
Yeah.
we only eat pretty much wild game meat. Um, so every year I'll kill something, I'll cut it in chunks, throw it in the freezer, and at the end of the year, like actually like around this time of year, we'll put it all into grind and just like we'll make bacon and sausage and burger and all that stuff. And then like, I mean, so we raise our own chickens for butcher and cows for butcher too and stuff like that. So
Dang. Okay. Cody the farmer. I like it.
yeah, I mean, it just I don't know. It's just shit that I don't want to go to the grocery store and spend the money. So just
Yeah, prices have been going up. I've been
it's
feeling it.
cheaper.
Meat wise, haven't really been feeling it too much, but everything else, yeah, no, it's getting more expensive.
Yeah,
Look, man, I appreciate you coming on.
it's
I
probably pretty
do
late for
want,
you.
huh?
I said it's probably pretty late for you.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock here,
Yeah.
which it's fine. But yeah, dude. So tell everyone where they can find you if they want to get a custom scope made or a site. I know you said something about the a new site hopefully coming out next year. Yeah, man. Let everybody know where they can find you. Do a shameless plug real
Yeah,
quick.
shameless plug. Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at Dark Owl Archery, or you can find me on my website, darkowlarchery.com. Feel free to call me, text me, whatever you want to do. I'll talk to you as forever long as you need to for you to figure it out. Some of this stuff can be pretty complicated, so it's not just something you pick up off the shelf. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, reach out. So appreciate you having me on. So
Of course, man.
good
Yeah, I mean,
conversation.
I think we showed everybody what you can do with those photos I pulled up, and I'm gonna try. I can't promise it, but I'm gonna try to maybe put them on the video when it drops if I can figure out how to edit like that. I haven't I haven't done that yet, but I'll play with it and see. If
Yeah,
not,
I
they'll
can
stay on
show
here.
you. I can show you.
Okay, cool. Sounds good, man. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. And I want to get you on after you do that moose hunt. So that's
Yeah,
happening this year, right? Like this.
yeah, that's late September this year. So
Perfect.
yeah,
Okay, cool. Well, we'll set up a date, and when you get one, I don't know if it'll fit in on the screen, but
no,
dude,
I'm going to Newfoundland. They're not that big. I just want to go out. My buddy set it up and he wanted me to come, so I was like, heck yeah, I'll go.
yeah, who
So
would skip that?
yeah, exactly.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it, buddy.